Hello, survivors. Witness the dawn of a new era. Looking for a safe place in this wonderful world? The search is over. Here, in the garage, you can learn a lot about the wastes, straight from the devs. It goes without saying, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see. Our guys appreciate this very much. It's go time. A quick reminder about a special die giveaway. Do you want this beautiful and highly exclusive die for your brand new craft? When we have 75,000 subscribers on this channel, the garage owners will give a unique die to everyone entering the game. All you will need to do is literally launch Crossout. The time of the offer will be limited, but we will describe in detail how to get the prize. So, what are you waiting for? Had enough time to test those beautiful Levin crafts from the previous show? Good, because today we have more unusual user transport to have a professional look at. At the time we were filming this episode, this transport line consisted of 4 crafts, each of them painted in a well-recognizable white paint. The weakest machine achieves 2,500 points of power. Frankly speaking, it's unnecessary to check it thoroughly. The weapons are all contact only and will be quickly destroyed in any battle. After that moment, the transport itself becomes pretty much useless. Chameleon module improves the situation, but only a little. It's either the first transport for the engineer or just an art craft. The second machine looks a little weird. WWT-1 cabin, fuel tank expanded ammo pack, mandrake, everything looks explainable, except for this pipe thing at the back, though the veterans probably have already figured its purpose. This cascade helps farm lines to get a wider field of view. The in-game camera fixes in a way the whole craft can be visible. Flying over the battlefield, it improves the player with more visual info and guarantees more precise attacks. The inventiveness is remarkable, but the transport can hardly stand a real fight. The close combat will be dreadful. The cabin is unprotected, and the only cannon on board is an obscure one. Staying aside will be hard as well. The spy will give away their position better than any radar. A fast enemy machine will destroy pipes in a second, and the whole craft will be gone after about a minute. Maybe we should get rid of the pipe cascade? Mandrake's range and accuracy will decrease a bit, but it'll be easier to hide the transport to hold longer on the battlefield. Our mechanics recommend to pay more attention to the defense as well, because these soft cheats will hardly work. Trust us, here in the wastes, they will find a way to counter anything. The third variation of farm lines is really solid with almost 9,000 power points. The Spire is here, and there are 2 mandrakes on board instead of 1 on the previous model. The usage of Apollo 4 generator and hardcore engine as additional modules is logical. We need the balance in energy and a considerable speed after all. The acceleration is down a little bit, but it's okay. No quick start is needed in best case scenario. The cabin is predictably upgraded to the Quantum, and this clown decoration is a neat addition. The final transport has a completely different look and its own way to get around. An oblong wyvern build with 4 armored tracks, 2 little boy cannons with a cool duck for additional reputation between them. This rubber bird sure becomes more and more trendy. Among the other crafts, this one looks just a little bit ordinary. It moves and turns well, the damage is solid, and the structure is okay. But unfortunately, nothing really stands out. And that can be said about the whole craft line. Farm line machines are good enough, but they're really hard to recommend without critical refinements. The construction decisions are really clever though. That's why we think that the constructor has a bright future ahead. 3 out of 5. Survivors. We are presenting the third part of construction tips from our weaponry specialists. Hope it will help in finding the answers for the most common questions you ask on forums and in the comments section. 1. Don't underestimate the decorations. Many of you think that the adornments are for the experienced players who have tried everything else. That's not exactly true. They will work best for middle-class players. Like every other detail, the decorations are colored according to their rareness. The white ones give 1 additional % to the reputation. The blue ones add 2. It's 3 for the purple and 4 for the yellow. Relic adornments are absent in Crossout for now. There are no limits for installed decorations, but the overall machine parts are limited. First, think of cabin, frame, modules, and weapons, and then install as many additional decorations as you can. The effects add up, so the final bonus can be more than pleasant. In recent test drives, we had crafts with 25 and even 50% of additional reputation, depending on the installed faction flags. An important remark: the bonus stays even if you lose the decoration in the battle. Convenient, huh? 2. Level up in different factions to earn more details. That's worth the effort. Gaining reputation at different groups will gradually increase the number and the variety of available parts. From time to time, the survivors can find details and options that are locked as a progression prizes. To be confident about what you're getting next, pay constant attention to the faction level. You can find all the necessary info in the appropriate menu section. The upper line represents the new blueprints, and the lower one is about leveling up bonuses. After the 10th level with the mechanics, you'll be able to join other groups. Since you can change the faction once in 24 hours, use this opportunity to gain the most prizes you can in a short time period, especially since the first levels of each faction are quite easy to gain. 3. Know how to use the fuel barrel. Gaining fuel for PvE usually causes frustration among certain survivors. Its amount restores once a day, but it's possible to speed up the process a little bit. To do so, install a barrel or a tank on your craft. You can put both, but use one of each type, because it's only possible to get 15 points of fuel at the end of a successful battle. It'll be wise to hide the parts, as they can cause 450 to 900 points of damage after destruction. Not to mention, you will lose all the precious fuel as well. 4. Some parts don't need energy to function. Use them more often. Some details in Crossout don't consume energy. The most popular items named include Hardcore Engine, Expanded Ammo Pack, Icarus Hover, and so on. Quite often, the received benefits easily overcome penalties and restrictions. If you have any of these parts, use them more often, at least to experiment a bit more. 5. You should know every detail about the installed weapons. The weapons are critical to win, and you should be rock confident about them. Don't rush in the battle in a new car. First, test it thoroughly in training mode. You should remember that cannons have limited horizontal movement angle. Machine guns aiming routes can overlap if they're installed close to each other. Shotguns are useless on long distances. The examples are many. The weapon you picked according to the soul parameters you can turn out to be unsuitable for certain craft or playstyle. You better know that in advance. New weapon ideas: a harpoon with crossbow functionality and a Molotov firing gun. What do you think? We're working on a harpoon prototype right now, and you will see our vision of it soon. Regarding the second idea, we already have quite a similar weapon called Porcupine. We don't think Crossout needs more of the same at the moment, but we'll discuss all the ideas internally. What about Capture the Flag mode, with raiding the enemy base, achieving the trophy, and bringing it back to your allies? We thought about the similar mode but decided to postpone it for the sake of the other ideas. Please look forward to the further updates. Could the epidemic outbreak once more? We sure hope the survivors had learned their lesson, but anything is possible. That's it for now. Fight, train, construct, and trade. We'll see each other in a week right here in our garage. Tell your friends about this show. Leave comments below. It's important for us to know your opinions. Be seeing ya.